Welcome back to the channel. This video is just another update on the Jacksonville rap scene. I'll be talking about the court drama that's been blowing up recently. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe for more content. Without wasting any time, let's get right into the video. Let's start with WAWG Max. He recently got arrested and had his bond revoked because a judge considered him to be a flight risk. After being in jail for a while, the pressure of being inside got to him. Because of that, he wrote a letter to the judge asking for his bond to be reinstated. After that, he made a post on Instagram asking his fans to pray for him, just like Queso did a couple of days ago. Take a look. For those of you who couldn't see his handwriting properly, let me read it out loud for you. He said, "I would like to speak on behalf of my bond being reinstated. First things first, I would like to start with my fiancée being pregnant with my second child, and I should be there with her while she is going through every trimester. Second, I don't feel like my bond should have been revoked from the jump due to the fact that my attorney Mr. Zayner took responsibility to it being his fault. I never received all of his information about the monitor GPS. Your Honor, since I bonded out in May on a $250,000 bond, I have been assigned 3 different public defenders, so it was hard trying to keep contact and restate all the information about my case. I had just received Mr. Zayner's personal phone number November 7th, the day you told me to come to court with an ankle monitor. I actually spent my last $300 on the GPS hoping I would still have a chance on being out of custody and remaining with my family. Your Honor, I just ask that you please give me a second chance to prove that I am not a flight risk and that I can do anything that you ask me to do. I have a family that's missing me out there, and I'm trying my best to stay by their side. I am not a threat to this environment." That's the end of what he had to say. From what I got from reading that letter, his main concern is about his family. It also seems like there was some miscommunication between him and his attorney about his ankle monitor. Generally speaking, his letter does make a lot of sense, but the problem is that Max is a documented gang member. Police look for the smallest reason to keep people like him in jail. Now that they have him in custody, I wouldn't be surprised if he only gets the chance to get out next year. He should have been moving smarter. And now his family might be spending the holidays without him. So for anyone considering being in the streets, just know that these are some of the problems you'll have to deal with on a regular basis. It's best to just stay a regular citizen if you don't want to see yourself writing letters to the judge begging him to let you go. Both him and LaCroca are locked up right now. Most of the top rappers on their side aren't anywhere to be seen for the rest of the year, and meanwhile their ops are thriving more than ever music-wise. The biggest reason for that, in my opinion, is simply because they aren't in the city. But now let me move on to Rashad Murphy. As you guys already know, he's one of the 5 people accused of taking part in the murder of Fulio. More specifically, he's one of the shooters. As a shooter, you'd think he'd be able to hold it down while he deals with the consequences of his actions, right? Wrong. He just came up with a new defense against the prosecutors. Take a look at the document that he filed. Like you guys saw, Rashad Murphy wants the court to assign a forensic neuropsychologist to help him prepare a possible insanity defense. The crazy part is he's not even willing to pay fees for the psychologist himself. He wants the state of Florida to do it for him. So if you live in Florida, just know that some of your tax money could possibly be used to help out Rashad Murphy. Pleading insanity is one of the oldest tricks in the book. A lot of cases get successfully dismissed because of that defense. The fact that he wants to plead insanity means that he actually has evidence from his past that can prove that he really might be insane. Based on the seriousness of this case, though, I don't see him winning that argument. Fulio was a well-known public figure, so the state most likely won't be at his side because of pressure from the public. Maybe it could work if he started snitching on members from 1200 or ATK, but I doubt he'd actually do that. Just based on looks alone, to me he doesn't seem insane at all. He definitely knew what he was doing when he attacked Fulio with his cousin and Sean. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. And finally, we've got Gudda Zay. He's also one of the 5 people accused of taking part in the murder of Fulio. Apparently, the state wants to use a conversation that he had with Fulio in the past as evidence against him. Take a look at the court document that the prosecutors filed. Like you guys saw, they want to use a conversation that Gudda Zay had in a video chat room, most likely Twitter Spaces. Apparently, they want to use the part where he said, "Hey, your foot okay, Ka?" And also when he said he has bigger fish to fry. They also talked about other murders that happened in Jacksonville, like the murder of Bibby and Tilly, and they said that their murders are still a part of ongoing investigations. There's a couple of other detectives who also want to provide testimony about the murders that have been happening in the city. Just seeing that document alone reminds you of the seriousness of what's going on in Jacksonville. Real murders get talked about on Twitter Spaces and get rapped about in songs all the time. The music isn't just about entertainment anymore, it's about real-life situations. Gudda Zay has found himself being desperate to get out of his situation more and more. When he got booked for taking part in killing Fulio in the beginning of the year, you could see him smiling more often than not. But as the year progressed and facing the death penalty became an option, he's starting to panic. I wouldn't be surprised if he or Rashad Murphy started snitching on members of ATK and 1200. Just the other day, he came up with a different defense against the prosecutors. I already talked about what that defense was in a previous video, but for some of you who don't know, let me rehash it for you again in this video. Now let me get back to Gudda Zay. He made a post on Instagram to try and defend himself from the allegations against him, like his girlfriend Alicia did a few months ago. Take a look at what he posted. Like you guys saw, he's mainly complaining about the footage that they have against him. He's basically saying that he and his girlfriend were only in Tampa just to go out and not to follow Fulio. He's also saying he's not a gang member and that there's no evidence to prove that he is. At this point, to me it just looks like he's looking for a way out of his mess. Footage is a really important piece of evidence, and I can guarantee that they'll be using it against him on his trial. Still, making an Instagram post won't help him get his message out properly. If he wants people to listen to what he has to say, he'll have to at least get lawyers put it in paperwork like his girlfriend Alicia. Now that you guys have caught up, fast forward to today, the prosecutors are clapping back at him by using a conversation he had with Fulio against him. I tried my best to find that conversation for you guys, and this is the closest that I could find. Take a listen to these 2 different Twitter Spaces chats that Gudda Zay had with Fulio while he was still alive.
Like 4 bucks.
Damn. Hey, they know what you got hit with, Fully?
I ain't gonna cap, cause you gotta think about it. I had a rods in my shit. They had to take that shit out. That shit was like January. That shit had to hell up. And they put the little boot on my shit.
Hey, Gudda Zay, you know what you got hit with?
Nah.
Oh.
You know what I got hit with?
Nigga
Had to
took
be a
the
stick
sauce
or
off. You asking
something.
Damien that? He asking you that.
Hey, TK, boy, I heard that little.
So G on it.
I'm too up. You got bigger fish to fry.
You with the fish.
No, I'm not.
Hell nah.
I just twisted that bitch so fucking raw. So I don't got no fish to fry. I done threw my big ass net out there and you hear me? Come on now.
Keep talking for FBI.
Hell nah.
It does sound like Gudda Zay was hinting at the fact that he knows a lot about the time Fulio got shot in his foot. It's crazy to know that investigators definitely listen in on the chats that the rappers in Jacksonville have on Twitter Spaces. It makes sense to me now why people like Ace and J. Breezy don't get active there anymore. They know that they have a lot to lose if they get booked and prosecutors start looking for evidence of their crimes in their conversations. Only Fulio stayed consistent on Twitter Spaces up until he passed away. But that's pretty much all I have to say about the court drama that's been happening recently. All of this happening just goes to show you that no gang member is above the prosecutors. If they want to get you, anything you say in your songs or online can be used against you. There's also a high chance that if you get caught, you'll definitely fold and start snitching. It's best to stay away from gang activity altogether. Let me know what you guys think about everything that was said in the comments. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.